Now, so let's spend a little time on the technique of rounding. You read that's the common way of carrying out the round. You round to whatever digit. Okay, let's suppose look at 8, 5, 1, 7, 9. Suppose I want to round to the nearest 100. Sometimes you say nearest 10 squared, right? Both are acceptable. So let's make sure we understand what this means. That means, so I think I can say this because it's written in the book. So, you know it, right? So what if this is what? You look at all multiples of 100. So that concept comes in again. Look at all multiples of 100. And look at all these multiples. Which one is closest to this number? That's the one you want to go to. Okay? So now, for a large number like that makes it almost impossible to, well, I mean, you can, okay? So multiple of 100 in this neighborhood would be what? 8, 5, 1, 700, right? 8, 5, 1, 800. 8, 5, 1, 900, etc. You don't need to go beyond that because it's somewhere here, yes? Huh? You know? Yeah. Between 700 and 800. And it doesn't matter. So this chunk is really irrelevant. You're concentrating only on, this is 700, this is 800. 7 to 9, roughly what do you think it is? Well, this is 750, right? So 7 to 9, somewhere there. Correct? And as I said, rounding to the nearest 100 is literally what it is. Multiples of 100. Which one you think is closest to this? Take one look, you see. 700. So you round to near 100, that becomes 8, 5, 1, 7, 0. Now there are some subtleties. Well, what we said was, look at all multiples of 100 and look at which one is closest to the number you're looking at. In this case, click up 700, right? Right? Now suppose your number is 8, 5, 1, 7, 50. Right? Then which one is closest to, which multiple of 100 is closest to 8, 5, 1, 7, 50? Which one do you think it is? Equidistant, right? You have to make a decision. Different cultures make different decisions. The American culture is round up. There must be cultures that round down. I don't know. There must be. It's a toss-up. You may be surprised that some cultures do not round up or round down, but do it selectively. For example, I believe France, you have to check if I think you round to nearest 1, then you round down. To nearest 10, you round up. Round to nearest 100, you round down. Nearest 1,000, round up, etc. alternate.
Interesting.
Now that is in a way more reasonable because Rounding up after a few times, you might just get bigger and bigger. So this averages it. So so there's no reason for this. It's just like I said, but the convention is convention. You just do it. So our culture says round up. Chinese, yes, round up. And I don't know about England. All right, so that's the first subtlety. The one in the middle, then you have to go past. Right? Second bit of subtlety. Now, this is by the way, rounding is most clearly explained in terms of the number line. So you have any doubt about the virtue of using the number line, this should dispel all such doubts. How else can you explain it better? No way. Right? Nevertheless, there are times you don't want to say, every time you want to round, you look at the number line first, and that's a crunch, right? So you say you do it purely numerically. And you saw one of the pages there says what? You look at you focus on the digit that you want to round, meaning hundreds, right? 100, this is the hundredths digit. Now you remember, I'm not going to show you that again, but you remember, well, you have been taught this, right? To round this off, it says, look at the digit to the right. If it's 4 and below, they get all 0. So in this case, it's 7. What is it? Yeah. Yeah. And if it's 5 and above, round up. And the way it's rounding up is what? Then you increase this digit by 1. In this case, well, so let's imagine a scenario. Eight, 5, 1, 7, 6, 3. Again, round to the nearest 100, right? So look at this again. According to the recipe, you look at the digit to its right. With 5 and up, you're going to round up. Round up means changing this digit to 1 more, right? 8. So then the rounded number becomes 8, 5, 1, 8, 0, 0. So far, so good. So far, so good. Now look at this. Now the nearest 100. Now what do you do? Right, so what to say, right? So you have up is 10 and 1. It's just linguistically awkward. This can be expressed far better. Instead of saying, go with a digit to the right, whatever, all that. I suggest that you try this in your classroom, see how your kids react. Right? Whenever you see a number, so let's start with the easy one. You tell them, you write it as, this is the digit in question. Therefore, you write a number that agrees with it up to the digit in question, and then make it 0, 0. And then, of course, it's plus 63. The rounding will be done as follows. Then you have a 2-digit number. If the 2-digit number is less than 50, change it to 0. Okay? If the 2-digit number here is 50 or up, the number you're going to round it up to be 851,700 plus 100. Let me repeat. If this is less than 50, throw it out. You're left with this 851,700. If it is 50 and up, you change this two-digit number to 100. 100 being that's what your rounding, whatever you call it, rounding number. That's the rounding number, right? Change it to 100, and then add to it. Then, of course, then it becomes 851,800, right? Well, of course, you don't see any advantage in that, but when you come to here, then it becomes very pronounced, the advantage. Okay, because now you follow the recipe, right? You say it's 89900 plus 63. The recipe says 50 and up. So therefore, it becomes, you round it to 89900 plus 100. It's very clear, right? That becomes 9. Then you avoid the linguistic awkwardness of what to say. In case that's not clear enough, let's try something. Suppose I want to round this to the nearest thousandth, right? Then, now, of course, I only explain it in terms of 100. The idea is that you understand what I'm trying to say. And in case you have any doubts, like it or not, actually on page 141, page 141 gives you the most general rule. But that's hard to read. That's why I only do concrete examples and not general rule. Page 141, you see the most general rule stated. Right? So I'm sure that you can find it, but I don't want a general rule. I look at concrete cases and you do it and you understand. That's better, right? So according to this, you guess what the rule would be, right? First of all, rounding to the nearest thousand. Therefore, you write it as 1287000 plus 518 because it's the thousands that you're talking about. All right? Now this is, now it's a matter of 500 or up rather than 50 or up, right? The midpoint. Okay, so this bigger than 500. Therefore, it says that you're rounding it up to 1287000 plus 1000. That's the rounding rule. Okay? Then this is, the rounded figure is 1288000. Again, you see no advantage in this. But it's in the extreme situation, right? This thing, again, I want to round the nearest thousand. Well, just do the obvious thing. All right, 1299000 plus 518. The rule says this is 500 or up. So I'm going to round it to 1299000. It gets upgraded to 1000. When you do that, then you know exactly what you get, right? Is this reasonably clear? Try it in your kids, see if they understand this better. It's always, these are the borderline cases that makes it very hard to explain what is it that you're supposed to do. I mean, you say 1 up, then becomes 10, and they'll say, what do I do?